Hello everyone, my name is Allie and I just kind of wanted to do this first video as just kind of an introduction, kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself and what I'm planning on doing with this channel. So as you might guess from the name of my channel, which is Bookstore Barista, I am a barista. I work for Barnes & Noble and I currently work at a Barnes & Noble that is a little bit busier. So currently I strictly work in the cafe. I do not work in like the store or the book floor part of Barnes & Noble. However, that is going to be changing pretty soon. My husband and I are actually going to be moving in just about 4 weeks at this point to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We currently live in the panhandle of Texas area, but we are going to be moving in about a month and I'm transferring to a location there that's a little bit smaller, and I will be training on the book floor there, so I will be working in both the cafe and the book floor at that location. However, I still would probably consider myself first and foremost a barista. That's just kind of my realm, my expertise, and I absolutely love it. And I really do love working for Barnes & Noble. I have worked for Starbucks in the past. I was a barista there for about 3 years between a couple different locations, but I absolutely love working for Barnes & Noble. It is definitely my favorite job that I've had so far, and I'm excited to be able to continue working there even after we move and getting to know a new location and some new coworkers. But even outside of work, I am a big reader. I was one of those girls that when I was younger, especially when I was in junior high, I was a huge reader. I genuinely think I read and reread Harry Potter about 15 times. I was absolutely obsessed. I was that kid that at lunch I wasn't talking with anybody. I literally had my nose in a book like while I was eating my food during lunch. That's how obsessed I was with reading at that time. However, when I went to college, I kind of got out of it for a while, and then like a lot of other girls a couple years ago, I wanted to get back into reading, and so I picked up ACOTAR, I picked up Fourth Wing, and the rest is kind of history from there. And with that, as you can probably tell, fantasy has always been my favorite genre, even when I was younger. Like I said, Harry Potter, Twilight, Cassandra Clare, the Mortal Instruments series were all huge favorites of mine when I was younger. I've always been into fantasy, but getting into it now that I'm older, it's like the fantasy romantasy is absolutely my favorite genre. Anything along those lines I absolutely love. Although it is kind of funny that I say that because my current read is actually a dystopian, which is Broken Dove by Danny Francis, which is the sequel to Silver Elite. I'm actually really enjoying it. I know that Silver Elite was not everybody's favorite, but I thought it was cute, so I am reading Broken Dove right now. As I mentioned earlier, I am married. My husband and I have been married for 6 years, and he is actually very much not a reader. It's just not really his thing, but I'm sure you can guess he's very much into video games, so we definitely have that book girl, video game guy dynamic. Honestly, it's seriously like the best combination. We have so much fun with it. And we also have a little tuxedo cat. I will insert some pictures or some clips of her because she's like napping right now, but she is the sweetest little kitty. She's kind of a menace sometimes, as a lot of cats are, but her name is Nugget, and we have had her pretty much since we've been married, so about 6 years, and we just love having her around. She, like I said, is a very cuddly cat, so oftentimes when I'm reading, she will just curl up in my lap, and it's just like the best feeling ever. And then I thought that I would go ahead and also give you guys just a little bit of a glimpse of the kind of content that I'm wanting to create, especially here specifically on YouTube. I would love to do, I think, some day in the life vlogs or just vlogs in general about working at Barnes & Noble and specifically working in the cafe, because it is a little bit of a different world over there, but it's still super fun and interesting working as a barista in a cafe, but being part of a bookstore. So I really want to be able to highlight that, and also some of the specifics that are from the Barnes & Noble cafe. There's a lot of things that we do over there that I don't think a lot of people realize is there or is like an option, or just different things that make us a little bit unique. So I'm hoping to share some like insights and perspective on that. And then kind of along those lines as well, I have a lot of fun ideas for like kind of combining barista, drinks, coffee with books and bookish things. I don't know, I have some really fun ideas that I'm hoping I can execute, and hopefully you guys will think it's fun as well. I also will probably be doing a lot of book shopping and hauls because I'm sure you can guess, working at Barnes & Noble, we do get a nice discount, and yeah, I probably end up doing quite a lot of shopping for books. But I mean, it's so hard. Like, you spend all day in the bookstore and then you know you get a discount. But the temptation is absolutely real, and I probably end up coming home with books more often than I don't. I'm also always happy to give my thoughts and inputs on certain books. However, I actually am not planning on doing a whole lot of detailed reviews or a lot of recommendations like if you liked this book, read that book. I really want to focus more on kind of the lifestyle of being a barista in the bookstore and just kind of talking about that life and, you know, what it can look like combining coffee and drinks, but with books within like your lifestyle and just everyday life. I think would be a lot of fun. But who knows? I'm also totally open to seeing where these videos go and the topics that seem to resonate with you guys. I'm not entirely sure what exactly things are going to look like going forward. I do have a couple of video ideas in mind, but given that we are also moving this month, or I guess next month, there's probably going to be some ups and downs, some bumps, and probably a little bit of inconsistency for the time being. But either way, I think it's going to be fun. I just started thinking about knowing that I'm going to be transferring to another location and really loving my job and what I get to do. And I really just wanted to find a way to share that and make some fun videos for you guys with that niche and that kind of lifestyle. But that's enough about me. Now I want to hear about you. If you have your own book account, whether it's on YouTube or another platform, let me know because I would love to give you a follow. Or if there are any things that you're curious about, specifically about the Barnes & Noble Cafe, feel free to leave me a comment, like ask questions, because I would love to answer those. Or any specific content ideas. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching this little introduction video. I am not sure what video is going to come next or when it's going to come next, but I just wanted to take some time and say hi and just give a little bit more information about myself.